Do you breathe with me when I breathe? Dr. Charlie here. Today's topic is tea. I'm going to give you the basics of tea. Things that I think should be in your, not should, would be beneficial to be in your tea cabinet if you have one. The very first tea is peppermint. Peppermint, I was telling someone about peppermint tea yesterday, actually. She was going through a lot of stuff. And I said, "Are you a tea drinker?" I'd say this, I start the conversation that way. "Are you a tea drinker?" And whether or not you say yes or no, I will suggest trying peppermint tea. What peppermint does is it relaxes and releases things. So it's good for congestion. It also has menthol in it, so that relaxes and releases as well. Peppermint also is really good for if your tummy aches, if you're having if you're a little bit down, peppermint is also a pick-me-up, a bit of a pick-me-up. So peppermint tea I use it as an all-around aid to wellness, I would say. And that's a tea I recommend that you have all the way, use it for everything. Anything that's bothering you, particularly in your body, try peppermint tea and see if you don't feel at least better. Another tea I recommend is a ginger tea. Now, ginger does similar things as peppermint, but it is warming. Peppermint is cooling, the menthol. Ginger is warming. So warming teas, ginger, cinnamon, things in that family, nutmeg, cloves, those are all warm spices, as it were. But ginger tea helps with digestion. Ginger tea is almost always in digestive aids that are tea or some form of natural, like actual natural and not fake natural. We say this is natural because this, something 7 iterations ago was derived from a plant. So ginger is a warm thing, but it also helps with digestion. It helps to bring, it helps me to bring, it comforts me. It comforts me like a good cup of hot chocolate in the winter, or like fall, or like a good apple cider in the fall is the end of that sentence. So peppermint, ginger, if you can find it. I haven't looked for it in a while, but I used to only be able to find it overseas. Plantain tea is one of the strongest teas I have ever taken myself, and whatever it is, it'll knock it right out. And so plantain tea is a lot harder to find. Well, it used to be harder to find. Again, I haven't looked in a while, but it's one I highly recommend if you can find it. Dandelion tea as well. Dandelion, you can use all parts of the dandelion, and it helps to release if you're stuck, if your digestive system is not working well. Dandelion tea can help release that. Dandelion tea also helps for me it's like a stronger version of peppermint. Not in taste. It tastes earthy. It tastes like earthy, grassy to me. And peppermint tastes like mint. And peppermint is the strongest of the mint family. But dandelion really is a strong tonic. It will cleanse you in all the ways that you can think of. Dandelion tea will cleanse you as well. A good green tea, and you can really, a good green tea, do pay attention to steeping directions for a green tea. Green teas tend to steep for about just a few minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, as opposed to other teas which might steep for 15 minutes. It'll get bitter if you steep it too long. A green tea will. Also, a good berry tea. It could be, it'll probably be red or blue or purplish in color, like cherries, pomegranates, blueberry, those sorts of teas. They're usually an herbal tea, but sometimes if I'm feeling, they have a lot of antioxidants in them, and sometimes if I just want to feel, for me it enhances a good mood, is what berry teas do. They're a little bit more flavorful than all the rest of the teas that I mentioned. And of course, your flavor palette will change, but a good red tea, red or bluish purple, blueberry tea will probably have bluish purple tints. And if you can the closer you can get to the actual thing and not a black tea or green tea steeped with that. But again, that depends on your flavor palette. And the final one I would recommend to you is Rose Hips. Rose Hips is a deep red tea. It's very good for female things as well, including menstruation, but also easing your belly and antioxidants. It's an all around good. It's a good tonic too as well. So those are my recommendations for your tea basics. I am a collector of all sorts of information. Tea is one of them. But my tea Bible is this book, which is called 20,000 Secrets of Tea by Victoria Zack. And this gives all sorts of information. I opened up to Dandelion. And Dandelion, so it gives you kind of a name for it. Its uses throughout the ages. It talks about the leaves, the dandelion root. So we'll use this as an example. Dandelion, it gives some background information. Then it says dandelion leaves you can use for anemia, constipation, digestion, water retention, weight control. The root, dandelion root, detoxifier. And then it gives a couple of recipes for dandelion winter tea, dandelion spring tea, liver tonic, mood swings, prostate cleansing, rheumatism, urinary tract, uses throughout the ages, and then the beneficial parts, the roots and the leaves, and then gives you some other characteristics of it. That was a tea bag that fell out that had things I wanted to research more. And this book does this for all the teas listed in it. It's a really great resource for tea. My mom had one, and I said, I want one, and she got me one too. So I will put a link in the comments. And I hope you enjoyed this tea primer, and I'll talk to you again soon. Take great care, everyone.